After way too many hours farming Kalli, and even more levelling each weapon up at Shorochi, I now have every last wish craftable weapon created and levelled up until at least 10 for all perk options. There's some real redemption stories of the roles available on some of these. Think when was the last time you used a Techeun Force, or even the misleadingly named Apex Predator. As of Season of the Deep, you might be seeing much more of these than you would have ever expected. A total of 8 weapons can be crafted from the Last Wish raid, and in this video I will rank them in order of PvE effectiveness and their intended uses, including perks I've chosen and other options available. So let's get straight into it. In at number 8 is the solar lightweight bow Tyranny of Heaven. The reason I have ranked this one here is because of its lightweight frame. Looking at perk options available, my first choice would be Archer's Tempo and Incandescent. But the problem is, the Vanguard Precision Frame Bow Strident Whistle can roll with this exact perk combination, and I would just rather go with that. Now there are some other options here. Explosive Head in the third column is not seen often and it's a strong choice, but you would have to give up Archer's Tempo. Golden Tricorn is an interesting one here too. It's easy to gain double stack on solar, especially if you're playing Titan, and it's a perk which does not roll on any other good elemental bows. So if you're going to use Tyranny of Heaven, I'd go with that. Unless you don't have a good roll on Strident Whistle, in that case go with Incandescent. At number 7, the Arc Adaptive Hand Cannon Nation of Beasts. Now this might be pretty low down on the ratings, but for Last Wish the truth is, all the weapons are bangers. Nation of Beasts and any other upcoming weapon are extremely strong, but I'd say this is a little less than the others. I'd put this down to hand cannons just not being a great PvE option overall, even with a recent damage boost. But any Volt Shot weapon will do you well, even more so in an Arc subclass, and this is one of those. Pair with Keep Away, alongside a Reload Masterwork and Flared Magwell, to always be at a max reload speed when you're not within 15 meters of an enemy. It feels great to use, but just does not pack enough of a punch in harder content. At number 6, the Kinetic High Impact Scout Rifle Transfiguration. This fits into a bucket of Last Wish weapons which have had a substantial glow up in regards to their perks. New options include Rapid Hit or Demolitionist in column 3 and Kinetic Tremors or Explosive Payload in column 4. Take your pick of any of these, and you can also go with a classic double damage combo of Rampage plus Kill Clip. I see this being potentially used in harder content such as Grandmaster Nightfalls due to the range it provides and Scout Rifle's constant appearance in the featured artifact weapons. So with this in mind, I went with Demolitionist plus Kinetic Tremors for ability energy alongside extra AoE damage and staggering for repeated hits. The only downside is 150 RPM Scouts feel a little worse to use than 180s or 200s, in which there are strong options in the kinetic slot, including Hung Jury or Tarazippos, but a fully crafted Transfiguration will do just fine for any harder content. Now for number 5 we have the Void Auto Rifle Age Old Bond. I love this thing, it feels great, and finding a Void Auto Rifle is like finding a unicorn, and it can both proc volatile rounds and provide an overshield with Repulsor Brace, and you don't even need to be running a Void subclass to make this work, and you can max it out at 100 range. This isn't really needed, but it looks quite funny in the stat screen. For the Void debuff related perks, go with Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds. This is the only primary weapon in the game to have this combination, so it certainly has its place. If Void effects aren't the thing you're looking for, there are some other options available. Dragonfly is a rare third column perk which can roll on this weapon and can be paired with multiple other damage options. You have Target Lock, Kill Clip or Golden Tricorn, as well as a new perk, Collective Action. One reason I won't give Age Old Bond higher than a 5 is it feels like it's a low level difficulty content stomper, rather than the first choice for harder content, but it does feel fantastic to use when you do. The remaining 4 are all weapons I will say are must crafts. They have clear spots to be claimed in the meta, with either unique perks or best in slot damage for their archetype, and we will begin with a Techeun Force Fusion Rifle. What makes this one is the new perk Controlled Burst, available only on this and in future weeks a Vanguard Fusion Rifle loaded question, but even then the Techeun Force comes out clear winner. It's a better archetype, and paired with Reconstruction you can fire the whole reserves uninterrupted. Controlled Burst gives a 20% damage boost for simply landing a whole burst, and on top of that follow-up shots will have a lower charge time. Use the Techeun Force for boss DPS or bursting down high health targets. I have a video on just this perk alone which I will link in the description. Third place goes to the Kinetic Rapid Fire Sniper, the Supremacy. Myself and others have had great fun and success with this one, and it can be built in multiple ways. The first one being made up of a pendant mag with rewind rounds and 4 times the charm. If you land all crits, you can fire over 60 shots in a single mag. It's in equal parts a bit of a meme, but it's also very effective. Just make sure you have someone running div to make this much easier to achieve. If you want extra power in your shots, go with either bait and switch or kinetic tremors, 2 elite perks. Bait and switch is a 35% damage boost when activated by landing hits with all 3 of your equipped weapons, and kinetic tremors produces damaging shockwaves on repeated hits. If you enhance this, only 2 hits are required to proc. For either of these, pair with rewind rounds. No matter which way you choose to craft for Supremacy, it will be one of the best legendary snipers for boss DPS. Second place goes to a weapon which is a bet for future seasons, but does more than enough in the present, the Kinetic Force Rifle Chattering Bone. Like the previous weapon, it also features kinetic tremors, which can be made to proc in only 3 bursts on the target when enhanced. It also has access to stacking damage perks by featuring kill clip in the 3rd column, or if consistency is wanted, craft it with one of the best perks for pulse rifles, rapid hit. I ended up personally going for rapid hit and kinetic tremors. This is more for endgame content where tremors can take full advantage. If you want to unlight add slaying primary, kill clip and rampage can give a large damage boost when activated together. The only downside currently is pulse rifles are not a featured weapon in the artifact, but when they do, expect to see a lot of chattering bones, since as far as primaries go, this is absolutely one of the best. At the top spot, it has to go to the biggest glow up in Destiny weapon history, the Apex Predator. Previously the solar rocket launcher didn't have any great options to choose from, but now it is stacked. It comes with a few firsts for rockets. Reconstruction, which can load 2 ammo into a mag alongside bait and switch, a 35% damage boost, which is one of the best available for rockets and very easy to activate. The best part is for this combination, the 2 perks complement each other extremely well. While the weapon is stowed, ammo will be returned to a mag, and in that time you can deal damage with the other 2 weapons to activate bait and switch. For raid boss DPS, Apex Predator will be the default go-to. Pair this with Hawthorne users and multiple copies of Solar Surge to maximise the damage output. If you want alternatives for the 4th column, Surrounded provides a 42% damage boost, the highest possible on Apex Predator, but has a set criteria of needing 3 enemies within 8 meters. Bipod is another new perk, which doubles the mag size but reduces overall damage. Finally, the 3rd column has slideways for on-the-go reloading if you want to get as many shots off as quickly as possible. Last Wish Rehash has brought some exciting new weapon rolls into a game, and I'm impressed by how well some of these are performing. I've always liked the weapons, but now have a reason to use them in all PvE content. I will look into PvP rolls of these soon. I have a feeling weapons like Chattering Bone with Rangefinder and Headseeker will be exceptionally strong. Let me know which weapons you have tried so far and which you'll be focusing on next. Thank you for watching.